Hey, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today's video, we're going to be looking at a new cinema camera that kind of popped on my radar out of nowhere called the Nexus G-One. That's using a Blackmagic sensor and is very interesting, a little bit mysterious, and really, really cool looking. So you can go to their website. It's called the website. Let me look at the website, guys. The website is nexus-cameras.com. You can go to the website, read all that stuff, check out all the promotional material they've got out about it, or just watch this video and I'll go through it for you and you can learn everything you need to know. So first thing is this camera came out of nowhere on my radar. I do know that there was a video published by the creator, I guess. The guy's name is Thomas Boland, and he's from Austria, and it looks like this company's also from Austria. Now, I do have some friends in Austria that run CineD, if you're familiar with that publication. So they talking about it on their podcast today. So I would follow CineD, guys, when it comes to this camera because they're in the country where it's being made, and I have a strong feeling that they know a lot about what's going on with it. I have yet to watch that podcast, but I definitely will. I wanted to go ahead and get my thoughts out about the initial camera itself. Now on their website they have a button here called Watch the Film, and it's basically a promo video, a really good promo video, by the way. Features
Designed by Filmmakers,
and it
optical
goes through the
low-pass
sensor, it goes
filter,
through all
the
the
power, the optional
for
or
it.
instantly adapt to
Go
EF,
watch that
PL,
yourself,
and
and
other lenses.
I do advise you to go watch that. Now, what really blows my mind about this camera was, and I don't know if I can find it right offhand, but it was the price. This thing was under $3,000, at least when I first looked at it, and that was yesterday. So unless they've changed the price, and we'll get to the price, we're actually going to go through this entire website and just kind of like explore what the features are going to be. But it really does seem like a cinema camera that solves a lot of the woes that we've had. Now, is this going to replace my Red Scarlet? Is it going to replace my Fujifilm X-H2S? Maybe. I don't know. Like, it really does seem like a camera that I could pick up for a decent price and justify buying and using on a regular basis. So let's go ahead and start scrolling on the site here. Let me jump back to StreamYard. Okay, cool. Making sure that you guys can see what I can see. I'm going to read their little opening statement. The Nexus G-One integrates all the advanced features filmmakers need together with Blackmagic's awesome imaging system in a compact, balanced, lightweight box form factor designed by filmmakers for filmmakers to maximize filmmaking creativity and optimize workflow efficiency so you are free to film anything, anywhere, anyway. Pretty good little statement there, and we do get a little nugget in that it's using Blackmagic's imaging system. So we'll see what comes of that going forward. I'm already seeing on that screen there the Blackmagic menu system, and I do think that I've got little research. I'm exploring this with you guys. I do think it's going to be using the Pocket 6K sensor because that's such a popular sensor and everybody's been wanting a box version of it. The question is this just going to murder the Pixis, right? The Pixis is priced at like $3,500 and it has some big drawbacks. But it has cinema quality imaging, unparalleled usability, and magically unified. Don't know what that means. So here's where we get into the Blackmagic. Ultra high resolution 6K sensor. Like I thought, it's probably using that sensor from the 6K Pocket. 13.5 stops to dynamic range, recording in Blackmagic B-RAW, and it's recording Apple ProRes 4K 60 frames a second and 1080p HD 120 frames a second. It's claiming it's the most versatile sensor and mount combination ever. I do like this, guys. If you would look at the screen at this moment, they have this really cool auto lock system that's coming on and off of the camera. And I'm already seeing EF, which is a game changer for me. I'm seeing micro four thirds because I have a lot of legacy glass, if you will, like really, really good Sigma glass. And I don't want to get rid of all my glass. That's like the big drawback with a lot of different, a lot of different cameras that you can buy is you either have to get rid of the glass, you have to adapt it, which can change the distance between the sensor and the actual glass, and it can sort of disrupt your image and stuff like that. But this has EF Super 35, which is what I have. I primarily prefer Super 35 lenses over like full frame lenses, although I do have a lot of full frame lenses. So that's really cool that you have that option there. It's got a cool look to it. It's made out of what looks like carbon fiber. It's saying it's magnesium alloy and carbon fiber exoskeleton. Very, very cool look. You're seeing a screen right now on top of the camera. And then I think that's the only screen other than the monitor, which we'll get into here in just a second. Super lightweight, built to last. All the the words that they had to put in the marketing. The world's most advanced ND system. This was something, if you watch the film that they have on the website, that was very interesting because you can see that little dial, that touchscreen dial that they're doing the sensitivity. It's a variable ND. Now, this is optional, so you're not going to get this right into the package. But once we get to the prices, I think it was around $300. It's something you're probably just going to want to add, and it adds 2 to 7 stops of instant ND control. Um, yeah, it's a no-brainer, guys. I wouldn't get the camera without the ND. So integrated fizz control. This is like a USB-C system. I'm not okay. I pull my own focus most of the time because I'm a run and gun filmmaker. So I'm not super familiar with using cinema lenses with T-stops and the exo dials where you can see that they're hooking up follow focuses to it. I'm not super familiar with that, but it is cool that they have it right there on the front for people who are using those lenses. They're going to be able to easily just plug them in and go. No external stuff needed. And if you notice here on the bottom of the camera, the 15 millimeter rod slots are already there. So you're not having to mount like all these cameras I have in here. I'm always having to mount the rods to the bottom, which takes it a little further from the lens, which can disrupt your matte box. I mean, it's just something you have to play with. But this is really cool that that's already built into the camera, and it's very surprising that other companies just don't do this because the 15 millimeter rods is not something that changes. Like that's universal to all filmmakers and all niches. I mean, like everybody uses that exact rod, so it seems like a no-brainer for a camera company to go ahead and put those on the camera. All the ports and power you need. This is something that, man, I was super impressed with in the little film that they have. So they have DTAP power output, 2 of those. They have full size XLRs, 2 of those. Like that alone, just put that in a little bit of a different stratosphere. USB-C outputs. I think there's 1, 2 of those. You've got SDI, which is optional. I think it's a different module you have to buy, but really cool. It's got SDI for people who use that. USB power. It had, yep, I see 1, 2, 3 on the front for that. Touch monitor output, full size HDMI and EVF. So very, very cool. I wonder if they're going to make an EVF for this. Super versatile monitor. This is something that I'm very excited about because monitors tend to be something that companies, I don't know why, but they fall short on it. Maybe because there's so many third parties and maybe they sell better monitors you can upgrade to. But this one's going to have a super bright 1600 nit 5-inch touchscreen monitor with a single cable that supplies both video and power. Very cool. And in the film, I did see they were mounting it on the side like you see in this picture, and then also on the top handle. So professional audio, like we said, 2 full-size XLR inputs, phantom power, high quality preamps, 2 built-in stereo microphones. Audio is a big deal, guys, and I can tell you from experience, I'm loving my Fujifilm camera at the moment. I love the image, but I'm having to run all my audio pretty much through like a Zoom recorder, and to have the audio on board is it's a game changer. And that's why I love my C100, and I'll never get rid of the C100 because if nothing else, the C100, the Canon C100 is just a really good audio recorder. Built-in rods, like we talked about. It's so funny to me that this is the first time someone's thought of that or actually implemented it. Unified control. Everything, I'm gonna read this because I'm not sure what it's talking about. Everything is controlled by a top-mounted integrated 4-inch touchscreen, and all essential settings are also controllable with the physical buttons and precision adjustment wheel. Okay, pretty cool. I really like the design of the top of this. Now, obviously you're going to have that other monitor, so you'll be able to control it that way. The one bad thing about, and I've seen people talk about with the Komodo is, when you're using a screen on the top of the camera, let's say you're like mounting on a high tripod or something, that can become problematic because you can't see it from that angle. But if this was the only screen, that would be different. But you see they have all the physical buttons. They have this little blue dial, which you can barely see. Seems like they should have cropped that picture a little bigger. SDI module. So this is a different module you can buy that gives you two SDI, or it gives you an SDI in and SDI out. I'm not really sure what the SDI in is for. Professional video accessories. The module will support camera control. Okay, so the input's going to be camera control. The out's going to be just a clean feed out, I think. Shoot all day on a single battery. Super cool. Got a V-mount plate right on the back, which is very similar to the mod that we saw with the Blackmagic 6K Pocket. I think there was like a startup Kickstarter type company that put that together, and people were really all about it. Now, if you noticed in that video just now, there was a Sony battery that was in the bottom. Pretty cool, because what that is an internal, basically fail-safe battery where you can do hot swaps. There it is. Really cool. Dual MPF. Okay, so you can run 2 MPFs. You can run a gold mount. Hold on, mini V and gold mount. I have a ton of gold mount batteries for the red, so this is perfect. I've got 4 gold mounts that are basically brand new. I could run all of those on here. So power distribution. This is really cool. I love that you can really customize this, because the SDI out is not that big a deal to me, so I probably wouldn't go for that, but I would definitely go for the power out and the XLRs. So let's just keep going here, guys. So the storage options, again, go watch the film, because they did a really good job putting it together and getting me excited. But you can go you can go with an SSD like a Samsung, CFast. They're going to be selling these super fast Nexus cards, and then they also just have an SD card. Like, it's not like a proprietary red system, which if you have mini mags like I do, you know how much of a headache they are and how expensive they are. So you pretty much can go with whatever your pocketbook allows or whatever your workflow allows. And I think that's just really cool. And I think we're going to see more companies do that, even Red, now that they're owned by Nikon. It's going to be interesting to see how they move forward owning that company. Okay, expected price. Here we go. Now, Founders Edition, we're looking at $2,980. Like I said, under $3,000. The normal price would be $3,300. I did get on the wait list, guys, so I'm going to be keeping an eye out on that. I'm also going to reach out to them to see if there's any possibility of us getting a loaner to show off to you guys and see if it's a camera that would fit your needs. So what's in the box? We can talk about that. So you're going to get the Nexus G-One Cinema Camera body, the 5-inch ultra bright display. You're also going to get the tilt monitor, the EF lens mount. That's amazing, because that's what I need. DTAP power module, the rods, DaVinci Resolve software. So we're about to get into that, but MPF backup battery, MPF charger, and one box for your cat. That's kind of funny. At the end, it's like your cat will enjoy the box when you're done opening it. Here's some of the upgrades that you can get. Of course, the ND, it's going to be $400 or $380. Definitely something worth getting, I think. The auto lock, the smallest lens mount ever, for one-click operation. Auto lock, I have to look more into the auto lock. And then there's the PL mount. If you have PL lenses, you're probably going to want to get that, which they don't have a price for that yet. And then there's a button here. You can go view all the modules. There are some people already covering this. Like I said, I think CineD is probably your best source, because they are based in Austria, and so is the development team for this camera. So my guess is they've got a little more inside baseball than some of the other people are going to have. Although I don't discredit any of these. I just connected the dots there. Let's see, potential features: integrated express camera body grip. They do have a side handle. I didn't see anything about the side handle on the website, but I do know that they have a side handle because it showed that in the film. Of course, it doesn't cost you anything, guys. Get on the wait list. That way you'll be the first one to know when it's actually ready. Now, they did post about this, I think 11 months ago, but it was a totally different camera body. Not sure if that one ever got released, but I was doing a little research and trying to actually find out more about the company, and it's actually really hard. That's why I said at the beginning of this is a little mysterious. Of course, they have a phone number and email down there. You can go to all their socials and follow them. But yeah, very interesting camera, guys. Definitely in the comments, let me know what you think. Do you think this is going to be a game changer, or is it just another Pixis? Is it just another project that might not get off the ground because they did post about it 11 months ago and now they're kind of doing another camera project, it seems like, or maybe they're building off of that initial one. I personally think this camera would be awesome. And there was one thing that I didn't say or didn't show you guys, but I don't know where it is. It might be at the bottom of this page, but they do seem to have the blessing of Blackmagic because they're, oh, here we go. Oh, I thought I saw it. I don't know where it is, guys. I'm so sorry. They do seem to have the blessing of Blackmagic, which is pretty surprising considering that the Blackmagic Pixis just came out last year. Actually, it came out, I was there for the release at NAB Las Vegas, and it's basically a competitor, if not the same camera, with the exception of some of the, this has more features. Like, honestly, it's cheaper and it's better at face value. But the fact that they have Blackmagic's blessing, I'm not really sure how that's working out, but I do know in terms of camera companies, Blackmagic is the company that usually disrupts the most, and it would not surprise me at all if they're licensing that sensor to them, because at the end of the day, they're selling sensors, they're selling cameras, they're selling software, they're selling broadcast equipment. They're just doing so much, and I did have the pleasure of talking to their team, including the CEO, and it was just like honestly kind of surreal after watching that guy's journey and how he started in like broadcast and wanted to make the tools better, and they by far have been the biggest and quickest disruptors, I think, in the camera industry. Maybe Red's right behind them. Of course, companies like Nikon and Canon, they're way older, so it's hard to judge them on the same curve. But yeah, guys, tell me in the comments if you think this is going to be a good camera. I will reach out to them, and it's probably a slim chance because we're a smaller channel, but maybe we can get a loaner for a few weeks and test it out. Otherwise, subscribe, make sure you like the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.